Ciao everyone, welcome back to another slow fashion video. Today I am sharing everything you need to know about styling flats so that you don't feel frumpy, because sometimes I feel like we can feel that way in a pair of flats because it has been ingrained in us that heels mean sexy and elevated and flats do not. But this is not true, and I think we all know this. But I got a really good question in my membership community about how to style flats in an elevated and chic way, so that's what we're going to do today. If you like this kind of video and shopping your closet, then you will love my upcoming live virtual shop your closet event. You can join from anywhere. We go into elements of style, things like proportion, texture, color play, all of that stuff, except we do it with two guests in real time, and they have different body types, very different styles, so you get to see how this styling is applied on different bodies, and it's just a lot of fun. I'll leave all the details for you in the description box below, but let's get into it. Everyone's closet looks different, so I'm trying to choose pieces that are basic, but that will give you an understanding of how the shapes and silhouettes and proportions play with each other. I personally love heels so much because of the elongating effect they have on my legs. If I want to achieve that similar element and feel with flats, here are some of the things that I look for. The first is a low vamp. The vamp is the top of the shoe, and it refers to where the shoe finishes on the top of your foot. A low vamp means lower on the foot, which means more skin showing and less of a visual line break. This is like toe cleavage. And then a higher vamp is where it hits higher, something like an Oxford or an ankle boot. A ballerina is probably the most classic and long-lasting flat in terms of style. I'm wearing these ballerina flats with the most simple combination, denim and a cardigan worn as a sweater. I do think if you've got the ballerina and you're wearing it with a simple trouser or denim, it's nice to balance out the simplicity with something sexy or interesting on top. This ballerina flat with a low vamp looks really great with all hem lengths of jeans or trousers. You can see how great they look with that cigarette silhouette. Oh my goodness, it rhymes. Because we get to see a little bit of that ankle. This is a very sort of classic Audrey Hepburn-esque silhouette, which is kind of obvious, but it doesn't feel that basic because we've got that tension with the denim and the sweetness of the ballerina, plus the cardigan feels a little bit sexy, and of course you could accessorize this so many different ways. But what I want to really share is the silhouette of the trouser. Here we've also got a pair of jeans that is a more straight leg and that hits below the ankle bone. The reason why these ballerinas look so good is because we have that lower vamp, and again, it's balanced out with the sexiness of the cardigan on top. Finally, if you want to style these in a more current way, then throw on a wide leg, really relaxed trouser or denim. This feels very undone, very relaxed, and it is a lot of volume, so this could easily turn frumpy depending on what you wear on top. So when I do this, I like to either show a little bit of skin or wear something really fitted on top to balance out all of that volume and all of that fabric that's happening at the bottom of the look. So just because your shoe is flat and simple, you want to build your outfit around the opposite of that. The next element that I look for is a pointed toe. I love a pointed toe flat because it is elongating and it gives me that sleek and structured look that mimics a heel without being one. My personal preference is a pointed flat with a low vamp. You're getting the elongating effect of a low vamp and seeing that little bit of skin plus the point. So you're getting two really great elongating elements. Pointed toe flats look amazing with the wider leg denim, wider leg trousers, maxi dresses, because they offset all of that volume. So you see how the trousers with the pointed toe feel completely different than they did with the classic ballerina. The pointed toe has more visual structure to it. So that juxtaposition is really interesting, but it also still feels really sleek and chic. Pointed toe flats also look great with skirts of any hem length, but I personally like them in particular with the mini because it works with the dressiness and the sexiness of a mini skirt without feeling like it's trying too hard. Don't get me wrong, I have also worn heels with a mini, but those are for very specific occasions. We're already seeing so much skin and so much leg. It almost feels a little bit more laid back and refined when you can wear a flat with a mini skirt. And having that pointed toe and the lower vamp does the job really well. Flats with lower vamps and pointed toes are really beautiful and very sweet, but there's also really cool shoes like loafers and Oxfords that have higher vamps and toes that are softer or rounder. This doesn't mean that they're any less flattering, but they are a very different vibe. They're a little bit more scholarly, a little bit more preppy, a little bit more gamine or menswear inspired. So when I'm looking at shoes like this, I look for a little bit of a heel and an interesting texture or shine. This gives whatever look you're wearing these with so much more interest and definition, and it just makes the whole look feel more elevated because you've got that interesting texture or you've got that slightly low heel that adds just the right touch of femininity. Because loafers and Oxfords have a higher vamp and sometimes a rounder or softer toe or overall silhouette, I personally love to show a bit more skin when I style these. I think they look fantastic with a cropped denim. These ones from Cézanne are great. Or even a denim that I've rolled the cuffs on so that I can see a little bit of ankle. These look great with a straight leg because they balance out the volume of the straight leg. This is a shoe that I want to show off. I mean, look at it. Look at the texture. Look at, it's got that perfect heel that adds just enough femininity. These are M.A. Parsons, by the way. They are absolutely fantastic. They were a gift, but I am a big fan of M.A. Parsons footwear, as you might know, and these do not disappoint. I also love these styled with a mini. We've got some really good juxtaposition between a lot of leg with the little mini, but then a sweater that is a little bit more boxy and voluminous. This balances out the weight of the shoe. The final piece that you are going to want to pay attention to is the overall profile of the shoe. For example, the loafer is a heftier profile versus these patent pointed toe flats, which are a lot more delicate. If you see them paired with this straight leg black vintage Levi's, it's almost like they're overpowered by these jeans. Whereas when paired in a different way, they hold their own, it feels more harmonious, but we're still getting that juxtaposition between the little bit of delicate skin, the interesting textures, and we're still getting that beautiful sense of elongation, elegance. So that's why the visual weight of the flat is important to look at too. So to recap, the keys to keep in mind are the vamp of the shoe, the toe shape, the texture, and whether there's a slight heel. I feel like those are two things in one. And finally, the overall profile of the shoe and how it works with the proportions on your body and in your outfit. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it or if you learned something new. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget I've got tickets to that live Shop Your Closet session. I would love to see you there. Have a great rest of your evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you're at. Thank you again for being here. I'll catch you in the next slow fashion video. Ciao!